Hello, it's Dumplet here. Welcome to part 1 of 25 of the College Entrance Test Review. Credits to the Review Masters for providing me with these items. For question 1, 15 and 1/3 minus 5 and 1/2. So note that these two numbers are called mixed fractions of the form a and b over c. So any mixed fraction can be separated as a plus b over c. So the whole part, the number here, and then b over c. So 15 and 1/3, I can write it as 15 plus 1/3. And then 5 and 1/2, I can write as 5 plus 1/2. So all I have to do is just simplify this. So I'll have 15 plus 1/3, and then distribute the sign for the second expression, minus 5 minus 1/2. The 15 and the 5, I can combine them. So 15 minus 5, it's going to be 10. So I'll have 10 so far. And then 1/3 minus 1/2, it's a problem that we have to deal with. So 1/3 minus 1/2. So let's try to see how do we get 1/3 minus 1/2 quickly. So to get 1/3 minus 1/2 quickly, we use the following method. So we use the cross method. So 1 and 2, we'll connect it with a line. And then 3 and 1, we're going to connect it with another line. And then we encircle, or we just highlight the sign in the middle. Get the product of the blue, which is going to be 2. So 1 and 2 have a product of 2. Retain the sign, so put a minus sign, and then multiply 3 and 1. It's going to give us 3. Lastly, we divide it by simply the product of the two denominators. 3 times 2, that gives us 6. So 2 minus 3 over 6, that's negative 1/6. So here we can replace this simply by negative 1/6. So all you have to get is just 10 plus a negative 1/6. So let me remove this. 10 plus negative 1/6 is also the same as saying 10 minus 1/6. So 10 minus 1/6, that's going to give us 9, and then 5 over 6. Since we're subtracting 1/6 from a whole, so it's going to give us 5/6. So we can compare our answer. We get the answer is C. Now simply from this step, from 10 minus 1/6, we can already conclude it's not answer D and it's not answer A. And then we can use the fact that, okay, we have a denominator of 6, so we should also have a denominator of 6 in our answer. So you can try to eliminate choices as you go. For the next item, 16 over 5 equals, and then we have 4 choices here, all of which are in percent, so we are trying to convert to percent. We follow the rule that we generally multiply by 100%. So 16 over 5 times 100%, we can use the concept of cancellations, so 5 and 100 can cancel. They both have a common factor of 5. So 5 divided by 5 is 1. The 100 divided by 5 gives us 20. So this is just simply 16 times 20. We can work out the maths. 16 times 20. Bring down the 0. 2 times 6, that gives us 12. Carry the 1 here. 2 times 1, that gives us 2. Then we add the 1 here, so it's 320. So it's 320%. Comparing this with our answer, we get choice D. Or use the fact that we can convert this to a mixed fraction. 16 over 5, think how many times 5 goes into 16? 3 times only. So 3 times 5, that's 15. We subtract it from 16, so 16 minus 15, that gives us 1. And then we divide it by simply the denominator, 3 and 1/5. From this, it is already clear that answer D is the answer, because answers A to C, they are all less than 100%, which is less than 1. So we can use this fact to eliminate A to C all in all. For question 3, 5.75 equals, and then we have 4 choices in fractions. You can use the following technique. Recall how we can multiply a power of 10 or divide by a power of 10 and then move the decimal places. For example, multiplying by 10 raised to 3. So I can move I can move the decimal point 3 units to the right. And then if I divide by 10 raised to 3, I'm going to move the decimal places 3 units to the left. So to the right and to the left. So we can use this fact to solve this. So 5.75. So we can use the fact that 5.75 can be acquired via the following. So I can have 575, and then this is the decimal point. I can move it 2 times to the right via dividing 10 squared. So 10 squared is just 100. So 575 divided by 100 should be 5.75. And all I have to do is simplify this fraction. Now, since 575 ends in 75 and 100 ends in ends in 0, so I know that these two numbers have a common factor of 25. So we can try to divide 575 by 25. So how many times does 25 go into 57? It's twice. So 50, we just use division. 57 minus 50, that's 7. So 75. 75, how many times does 25 go into 75? 3 times, so 3. And then we're going to reach the difference of 0. So 575 should be, can be simplified into 23. And then for the 100, we know that there are 4 25s in a 100. So the denominator here should be 4. So just from this, we can already see that the answer is answer C. Or we can use the fact that if any decimal representation of a number ends in the following, 0.25, 0.5, 0.75, we know that these are going to have in fractions something over 4. It doesn't really matter what the something is, but since 1/4 is 0.25, so increments of 0.25, it's going to be something over 4. So just from the given alone, we can already conclude that it's answer C. Now, just for reference, if anything is divided by 2, so in decimals, it's going to either be 0.5 or just have no digits after decimal point. For fractions with a denominator of 3, it's either 0.33 and so on, or 0.66 and so on. Now, for fractions with a denominator of 5, we have 0.2, 4, 6, 8, or just no decimal places at all. So we can use the fact that the digits after the decimal point will tell us actually a clue as to what is the denominator of this number when written in fractions. Anyway, we have answer C. Now for item 4, divide 42 by 3 and 1/3. 3 and 1/3 over here is an example of a mixed number because I have a whole number with 3 in front of a fraction, so 3 and 1/3. I can change it to an improper fraction using this. So A and B over C can be written as AC plus B over C. So I can write 3 and 1 over 3 as follows. So AC, 3 times 3, that gives me 9. I'll add the value of B, or the numerator, so 9 plus 1, divided by the value of C, so 3. So 9 plus 1 is 10, so 10/3. So all I have to do is divide 42 by 10/3. 42 divided by 10/3. So I can use the fraction bar as a division, so 42 divided by 10/3. Now we can use the fact that I can change the sign to a multiplication symbol, and all I have to do is just reverse or get the reciprocal of 10/3. Reciprocal meaning we switch to the numerator and the denominator. So 10/3 becomes 3/10, and obviously just bring down the 42 since nothing is changed for 42. And then we can use the concept of cancellations. So they both have a common factor of 2. So this becomes 5 and this becomes 21. So we're asked to get 21 times 3 over 5. So 21 times 3, that's going to be 63. So 63 over 5. And then all we have to do is convert 63 over 5 into a mixed fraction since none of these are in improper fractions. So 63 over 5. So we ask the question, how many times does 5 go into 63? And then we get the answer of 12. So we can get this to be 12, and then the remainder is just 3, and then 5. So we have answer A. That concludes part 1 of the college entrance exams reviews by Review Masters. See you in part 2. Bye-bye.